The echo of the argument still hangs in the air, like dust motes suspended in the midday glare. You packed your things in anger, slammed the penthouse door, and left a violent, quiet pool across the marble floor. I thought the shouting cut me, thought the words were sharp, but now the stillness plays me like a broken heart. I draw the heavy curtains, lock the world away, trapped inside a fortress made of shades of gray. No lifelines to the surface, no calls to ask for aid, just burying myself in the silence that we made. And the saddest part was silence, the spaces in between, the ghost of your laughter on a dark digital screen. I am empty, I am fragile, looking at the city lights, sinking in the vacuum of these long frozen nights, struggling to survive this heavy private hell, an independent prisoner inside a luxury shell. No hand upon my shoulder, no voice to guide me through, just learning how to breathe in a room devoid of you. Weeks evaporate like water left out in the sun. I haven't opened up the door to see anyone. Depression is a blanket stitched with threads of lead, pinning down my body to this cold unmade bed, stealing myself away from everything I used to know, watching all my vibrant colors fade into the snow, relying on nobody, building up my pride, keeping all the wreckage safely locked inside. Where the saddest part was silence, the spaces in between, the ghost of your laughter on a dark digital screen. I am empty, I am fragile, looking at the city lights, sinking in the vacuum of these long frozen nights, struggling to survive this heavy private hell, an independent prisoner inside a luxury shell. No hand upon my shoulder, no voice to guide me through, just learning how to breathe in a room devoid of you. But then October whispered through a crack in the glass, bringing down the golden leaves, showing things can pass. The crisp autumn air came to wash away the gloom, flooding with a quiet beauty all across my room. I took a single step outside, felt the amber light sweeping out the shadows from the corners of my night. I didn't need your voice to validate my mind. I found the hidden strength that I had left behind. The penthouse is quiet now, the silence doesn't hurt. I can hear my own heartbeat. I am stepping outside. I am whole. I am alive. I am alive. I'm swiping backward through a digital screen, chasing the ghosts of what we should have been. No labels on the box, no titles on the page, just a beautiful script left unplayed on the stage. We were a spark that never caught a real flame. Now I'm sitting in the dark, refusing to whisper your name. I pulled the heavy blankets right over my head, burying the things that we never quite said. No lifelines, no friends, no SOS sent, just a solitary sentence where my energy spent. And the hardest pill to swallow is we were almost something real, an unwritten contract that I wasn't supposed to feel. Now I'm trapped in the nostalgia of an unofficial past, wondering why a phantom love is the one that seems to last. Struggling to survive in this small silent square, stealing myself away from a ghost in the air, relying on nobody, building up my pride, keeping all the wreckage of us safely locked inside. Weeks lose their texture, days dissolve in a mist, counting all the midnights that we never quite kissed. The depression is a shadow stretching long on the floor, a quiet barricade that I built against the door. I don't need a savior, I don't want a hand. I'm an independent fracture, learning how to stand, avoiding the windows, ignoring the street, just listening to the rhythm of my own heartbeat. Because we were almost something, almost caught the light, a beautiful mistake in the middle of the night. Now I'm trapped in the nostalgia of an unofficial past, wondering why a phantom love is the one that seems to last. Struggling to survive in this small silent square, stealing myself away from a ghost in the air, relying on nobody, building up my pride, keeping all the wreckage of us safely locked inside. But then October came and shook the gold from the trees, flooding my small room with a crisp biting breeze. The autumn air is teaching me that things have to die, to find the hidden strength underneath the gray sky. I locked the old photo album, put the screen to sleep, realizing my own worth is a promise I should keep. I took a breath of sunlight, stepped across the floor, and left the ghost of almost behind the closed door. We were almost something, but I am entirely me. The room is full of autumn, and I am finally free. I am whole. I am stepping outside. For pale walls and a window to the sky, watching the birds and the airplanes drift by. I pulled the key from the lock, threw it on the floor, vowing I wouldn't be broken by the world anymore. The sheets are a fortress, the silence is a shield, hiding the fractures that never quite healed. No phone on the nightstand, no signals to send, just me in the quiet, waiting for the end. They say that I'm missing, they say that I'm lost, but I'm just a landscape surviving the frost. And I am forgotten, but I am not gone, still humming the rhythm of a different dawn. The world outside is a fever dream of gray, while I'm carefully stitching my spirit away. No hand to lean on, no shoulder to climb, an echo in the dark that forgot its own name. Struggling to breathe in this small, silent square, stealing myself from the ghost in the air. Weeks lose their faces, the calendar fades, living in a kingdom of shadows and shades. The depression's away, shifting deep in my chest, a persistent companion that won't let me rest. I don't need a savior, I don't want a hand, I'm a solitary stone in a desert of sand, avoiding the mirrors, avoiding the light, just wrapping myself in the safety of night. Because I am forgotten, but I am not gone, still humming the rhythm of a different dawn. The world outside is a fever dream of gray, while I'm carefully stitching my spirit away. No hand to lean on, no shoulder to climb, an echo in the dark that forgot its own name. Struggling to breathe in this small, silent square, stealing myself from the ghost in the air. But then the wind shifted and shook the old trees, flooding my room with a crisp autumn breeze. The gold and the amber carpeted down, bringing a quiet kind of beauty to town. I opened the door, let the cold air rush in, feeling the pulse of the world on my skin. Through slow acceptance and a little self-care, I'm walking right out of the ghost's private lair. I don't need your presence to make myself whole, the changing of seasons has rescued my soul. I'm stepping outside, the memories follow but they stay behind. whispering to the walls what I couldn't say aloud. Your name, a love kept in the shadows, a story never told, an unwritten chapter that I was forced to hold. I turned the key in the lock, sat down on the floor, vowing I wouldn't let the outside break me anymore. No hand to lean on, no voice to pull me through, just burying myself in a room devoid of you. And I loved you in secret, behind a locked door, tracing the edges of a ghost on the floor. But the silence became a heavy, cold cage where I couldn't find the strength to turn the final page. Unspoken and delicate, romantic and sad, mourning a future that we never quite had, struggling to survive in this small, quiet square, stealing my spirit from the phantom in the air. Weeks stack like heavy winter coats by the bed, while the loops of old conversations play in my head. The depression is a quiet tide that keeps me in place, muffling the world, blurring out your face. I don't call out for rescue, I don't ask for a guide, determined to survive with my solitary pride. I spend my days in the stillness, learning how to be an independent fraction of what used to be me. Because I loved you in secret, behind a locked door, tracing the edges of a ghost on the floor. But the silence became a heavy, cold cage where I couldn't find the strength to turn the final page. Unspoken and delicate, romantic and sad, mourning a future that we never quite had, struggling to survive in this small, quiet square, stealing my spirit from the phantom in the air. But then the crisp autumn air came knocking at the pane, bringing down the golden leaves to wash away the pain. The quiet beauty of the season whispered to my soul, showing me the broken parts could finally be whole. I took a slow reflection, started with self-care, opening the curtains to the sunlight waiting there. I didn't need your recognition to validate my stride. I found the hidden courage that was sleeping deep inside. I opened up the door today, the crisp wind swept the ghosts away. I loved you in secret, but I embraced the light. I am whole, I am stepping outside. I am stepping outside. door clicked, the lock slid into place, leaving nothing but an empty, echoing space. Your footsteps faded down the concrete hall, but the ghost of your voice still bounces off the wall. I sat down in the corner of this tiny square, breathing in the heavy, suffocating air. I didn't call for backup, didn't ask for a friend, determined to survive where the promises end. Shutting out the morning, locking out the day, burying myself in the shadows of decay. And I can hear the echo of goodbye tonight, ringing in the dark, dancing in the light, a devastating frequency that will not release, ripping through the silence, stealing away my peace. Lonely and heartbroken in this self-made tomb, just a fragile shadow in a quiet room. No hand to pull me upward, no voice to guide my feet, struggling to survive a beautiful defeat. Weeks stack up like dust on the windowsill. The outside world keeps moving, but I am standing still. Depression is a blanket made of cold, heavy stone, pinning down my spirit, keeping me alone. I don't need a savior, I don't want a hand. I'm an independent fracture, learning how to stand, avoiding every mirror, hiding from the glare, burying my heart from the phantom in the street. The cycle is turning, the pattern is complete. The echo is fading, the goodbye is done. I'm looking for into a starry sea, and suddenly you're standing right in front of me. The air is warm again, the room has lost its chill. For a fleeting second, the ticking clock is still. You reach across the dark, your fingers touch my face, and every bit of fracture is instantly erased. I know it's just an illusion that the midnight drew, but I'm so tired of waking to a world without you. I close my eyes tighter, try to hold the line, desperately clinging to a ghost that isn't mine. And it's just one more dream about you tonight, floating in the hazy, supernatural light, dreamy and nostalgic, gentle and severe, wishing for a moment you were actually here. But the morning is a predator, the daylight is a thief, breaking through the window to dissolve my disbelief. Left to face the empty space all on my own, a solitary shadow in a kingdom made of stone. The dream dissolves like smoke when I open up my eyes, returning to the gray of these unfamiliar skies. I haven't left this room, I haven't seen a soul, determined to survive without a hand to make me whole. Depression is a quiet sea where the currents never move, an independent isolation that I'm trying to approve, stealing my own spirit from the memory of us, watching all the promises we made crumble into dust. Because it's just one more dream about you tonight, floating in the hazy, supernatural light, dreamy and nostalgic, gentle and severe, wishing for a moment you were actually here. But the morning is a predator, the daylight is a thief, breaking through the window to dissolve my disbelief. Left to face the empty space all on my own, a solitary shadow in a kingdom made of stone. But then the wind began to whisper through the heavy screen. October brought a clarity that I had never seen. The golden amber leaves are falling, dancing in the air, showing me the quiet beauty waiting everywhere. The slow reflection, a little self-care in the light. I finally found the courage to unlock the heavy night. I don't need your ghost to fill up this empty space. I stepped out to the autumn and I washed away your trace. I'm waking up now. The dream is finally gone. The autumn air is sweet. I am stepping outside to meet the dawn. I am whole. I am here. Digital clock glows bleeding red, projecting nightmares all around my bed. 3 a.m. is a crowded room where the worst of my thoughts begin to bloom. I count the shadows stretching on the wall, waiting for the sky to crack and fall. My lungs are heavy, my palms are cold, crushed by the grip of a phantom hold. I locked the world out, pulled the deadbolt tight, trying to swallow the entire night. And the anxiety climbs up the frame, whispering every mistake and every blame. Restless and anxious, isolated and deep, trading my sanity for lack of sleep. No hand to calm the shaking in my chest, in this silent room where I find no rest. Determined to survive this private storm, forgetting how it felt to be safe and warm. Weeks blur together in a listless haze, buried in the quiet of these repetitive days. The depression is an anchor dragging me low, an independent prison where the currents don't flow. I don't call out, I don't send a sign, drawing a hard, unforgiving line, avoiding the windows, hiding from the street, just tracing the frantic rhythm of my heartbeat. While the anxiety climbs up the frame, whispering every mistake and every blame. Restless and anxious, isolated and deep, trading my sanity for lack of sleep. No hand to calm the shaking in my chest, in this silent room where I find no rest. Determined to survive this private storm, forgetting how it felt to be safe and warm. But the temperature broke on a Tuesday dawn, and the heavy fog in my head was gone. October came sweeping through the window pane, bringing down the amber leaves to wash the pain. Through slow reflection, a little self-care, I stepped past the threshold of my own despair. I took a deep breath of the crisp autumn wind, accepting the place where the shadows end. The clock keeps ticking, but the room is still. I survived the dark, I broke the chill. I am stepping outside, I sheets. It's the third time around, replaying your tone. A digital memory carved into the zone. The shadows are long, creeping across the base. I'm memorizing the lines, the tilt of your face, but the logic is missing, the sequence is wrong. I've been holding the static for far too long. I locked the world out through the deadbolt in place, determined to vanish without leaving a trace. And I'm overthinking again, catching the drift. A tectonic place starting a slow jagged shift, trapped in the feedback, uneasy and deep, trading my focus for a night without sleep. No safety net below me, no shoulder to claim, just a restless soul carrying all of the blame. Struggling to breathe in the small silent square, burying my spirit from the ghost in the air. From the ghost in the air. Weeks lose their borders, days start to blend, living in the silence of an unmapped end. The depression is an anchor pulling me down, a quiet isolation in an expensive town. I don't call out for rescue, I don't ask for a guide, relying on nothing but my solitary pride. Avoiding the windows, ignoring the street, just tracing the frantic rhythm of my heartbeat, because I'm overthinking again, catching the drift. A tectonic place starting a slow jagged shift, trapped in the feedback, uneasy and deep, trading my focus for a night without sleep. No safety net below me, no shoulder to claim, just a restless soul carrying all of the blame. Struggling to breathe in the small silent square, burying my spirit from the ghost in the air. Leaves fell, breaking the cycle of my self-made cell. The crisp autumn air came rushing through the blinds, sweeping out the knots that were tangling my mind. Through slow reflection and a little self-care, I stepped past the threshold of my own despair. I don't need your voice to validate my stride. I found the hidden courage that was sleeping deep inside. Stop running, the screen is completely black. I'm stepping outside now, and I'm not looking back. I am whole, I am clear. Digital numbers flicker, 3:15, casting a shadow on the silent screen. The room is a cage made of drywall and dust, and my mind is an engine that's starting to rust. I close my eyes tight, but the reel starts to play, cutting up the memories of you walking away. I lock the world out through the deadbolt in place, determined to survive without leaving a trace. But the silence is is heavy, a concrete coat, and your last goodbye is still stuck in my throat. And oh, my mind won't let me sleep tonight, wrestling with shadows in the pale blue light, exhausted and lonely, emotional and deep, trading all my sanity for a lack of sleep. No hand to come rushing in my chest in this high-rise asylum where I find no rest, struggling to survive this private, quiet hell. An independent prisoner inside a luxury shell. Weeks stack up like dust on the floor. I haven't opened up the blinds, I haven't seen the door. The depression is a phantom sitting on my spine, stealing my colors, pouring salt in my wine. I don't call out for rescue, I don't ask for a guide, relying on nothing but my solitary pride. I spend my days in the stillness, learning how to be an independent fraction of what used to be me, because my mind won't let me sleep tonight, wrestling with shadows in the pale blue light, exhausted and lonely, emotional and deep, trading all my sanity for a lack of sleep. No hand to come rushing in my chest in this high-rise asylum where I find no rest, struggling to survive this private, quiet hell. An independent prisoner inside a luxury shell. But then October came and shook the gold from the trees, flooding my small room with the crisp biting breeze. The quiet beauty of the season whispered to my soul, showing me the broken parts could finally be whole. Through slow reflection, a little self-care in the light, I finally found the courage to unlock the heavy night. I didn't need your hand to make my spirit whole. The changing of the season finally healed my soul. The clock keeps ticking, but the thoughts are finally still. I am stepping outside now. I broke the winter chill. I am whole. I am here. The glass is a veil streaked with silver and gray. I'm cataloging every word that you didn't say. Four walls are breathing, keeping time with my chest in the sanctuary of silence where I've chosen to rest. I pulled the heavy velvet, lock the world on the wire, watching the cooling embers of an extinguished fire. Don't need a witness to the space that you left, just me and the echoes in this self-made theft. No phone on the counter, no lights on the floor, just an independent shadow guarding the door. And I am drowning in quiet thoughts tonight, submerged in the shadows, escaping the light, deeply reflective, lonely and slow, floating in an ocean where the currents don't flow. No hand to pull me up, no voice to break the spell, just a solitary soul inside a beautiful shell, struggling to survive on the edge of the deep, trading my reality for secrets I keep. Weeks lose their faces, the calendar fades, living in a gallery of sorrow and shades. The depression is a blanket made of velvet and lead, holding down my spirit to this unmade bed. The Guqin is plucking a slow ancient line, a meditative rhythm that is purely mine. I don't ask for company, I don't ask for grace, I'm just learning how to live without your face, because I'm drowning in quiet thoughts tonight, submerged in the shadows, escaping the light, deeply reflective, lonely and slow, floating in an ocean where the currents don't flow. No hand to pull me up, no voice to break the spell, just a solitary soul inside a beautiful shell, struggling to survive on the edge of the deep, trading my reality for secrets I keep. But then October came and swept the window clean, flooding my small room with a light I'd never seen. The golden amber leaves are carpeted and dead, showing me the beauty in the tears that I shed, through slow reflection and a little self-care. I opened up the door to the crisp autumn air. I didn't need your hand to stitch what was torn. I took a deep breath and my spirit was reborn. The thoughts are getting lighter now, the water has cleared away. I'm standing on the threshold of a brand new day. I am home, I am stepping outside. breathing in the dark, while my chest is searching for a missing spark. Outside the window, a million neon signs illuminating all of these tangled, crooked lines. The city moves in a massive roaring wave, while I am hiding in this quiet self-made cave. They text my phone, they ask me where I've been, but I can't let the outside world slip back in. I lock the world out through the heavy key, afraid of what the light might do to me. And there is far too much inside my head tonight, wrestling with ghosts under the pale gray light. Overwhelmed, emotional, isolated and deep, drowning in the secrets that I try to keep. Safety net below me, no hand to take the strain, just an independent soldier standing in the rain, struggling to survive this heavy, quiet storm, forgetting how it felt to be safe and warm. We stack up like bills beside the unmade bed, replaying every single word that you ever said. The depression is a phantom sitting on my chest, a constant reminder that I am just a guest. I don't call for backup, I don't reach for the line, determined to survive on this strength of mine, avoiding the mirrors, hiding from the street, just tracing the frantic rhythm of my heartbeat. Because there is far too much inside my head tonight, wrestling with ghosts under the pale gray light. Overwhelmed, emotional, isolated and deep, drowning in the secrets that I try to keep. No safety net below me, no hand to take the strain, just an independent soldier standing in the rain, struggling to survive this heavy, quiet storm, forgetting how it felt to be safe and warm. But then October came and broke the summer heat, shaking loose the golden leaves onto the empty street. The crisp autumn wind blew through my window pane, washing out the darkness, cleansing all the pain. Through slow reflection, a little daily self-care, I stepped past the threshold of my own despair. I didn't need your hand to make my spirit whole. The changing of the season finally healed my soul, healed my soul. The noise is fading out, the static is finally clear. I am stepping outside now, I am finally here. I am home, I am alive. Four plaster walls and a ceiling of white have been my entire world, night after night. I've memorized every small crack in the floor and built a quiet fortress behind the locked door. They call out my name from the world down below, but depression's a weight that won't let me go. I wanted to fade, to step out of the frame, to erase every memory attached to my name. No lifelines to throw, no hands left to hold, just an independent soul left out in the cold. And I need a break from myself for a while, to find the ghost of a real, honest smile. I'm tired of the loop that plays in my head, tired of the weight on this unmade bed, reflective and lonely, but searching for peace, waiting for this heavy exhaustion to cease, on a rooftop at dawn, while the city is still, trying to break through this winter chill. Weeks stack like dust on the silent TV as I try to untangle what's left of me. The breakup was sharp, but the silence is worse. An isolated room that feels like a curse. I didn't want comfort, I didn't want aid, determined to live in the shadow I made, stealing my spirit away from the crowd, turning the quiet up far too loud, because I need a break from myself for a while, to find the ghost of a real, honest smile. I'm tired of the loop that plays in my head, tired of the weight on this unmade bed, reflective and lonely, but searching for peace, waiting for this heavy exhaustion to cease, on a rooftop at dawn, while the city is still, trying to break through this winter chill. But then October came and swept the rooftop clean, flooding the sky with a light I'd never seen. The golden amber leaves are dancing in the air, showing me the quiet beauty waiting everywhere. Through slow reflection and a little self-care, I step past the threshold of my own despair. I don't need your presence to make myself whole. The changing of the seasons has rescued my soul. The dawn is coming, cool and thin, letting all the light begin to settle in. I'm ready to leave, ready to go, where the autumn wind begins to blow. I am home, I am stepping outside. Streetlights flicker out one by one. Another long, exhaustive race against the sun. The ceiling is a heavy, dark expanse of gray, holding all the thoughts that I can't wash away. The front door is a barrier, the lock is my defense. Living in the wreckage where the rules make no sense. I didn't call for help, I didn't reach for a hand, just anchoring my heavy soul in the shifting sand. They ring the bell, they check up on my name, but I'm safer in the dark, taking all the blame. And oh, some nights feel endless, stretching out so far, looking at the morning through a rusted window bar. Melancholic rhythms beating slow inside my chest, in this high-rise asylum where I can find no rest. Lonely and exhausted, emotional and deep, trading all my sanity for secrets that I keep. An independent prisoner behind a locked bedroom door, spilling all my silent tears upon the hardwood floor. Weeks evaporate like condensation on the glass. I'm just waiting for the ghost of our history to pass. The depression is a phantom sitting heavy on my spine, stealing all my colors, pouring salt into my wine. I don't need a savior, I don't want a guide. I am building up a fortress out of solitary pride, avoiding the windows, ignoring the street, just tracing the frantic rhythm of my heartbeat. Because some nights feel endless, stretching out so far, you're looking at the morning through a rusted window bar. Melancholic rhythms beating slow inside my chest, in this high-rise asylum where I can find no rest. Lonely and exhausted, emotional and deep, trading all my sanity for secrets that I keep. An independent prisoner behind a locked bedroom door, spilling all my silent tears upon the hardwood floor. But then the wind turned crisp and the leaves began to fall, shaking loose the golden hues all across my wall. October brought the quiet beauty that I needed to see, showing me that letting go is how you set yourself free. For slow reflection, a little self-care in the light, I finally found the courage to unlock the heavy night. I didn't need your presence to make my spirit whole. The changing of the season finally healed my soul. The dawn is breaking thin, the light is settling in, the endless nights are over. I am stepping outside, I am home, I am alive. should have stayed unseen. Four corners of plaster, a ceiling made of slate, a small private island where I sit and cultivate the fracture that you left when you packed your heavy things and cut the golden tether that a true devotion brings. I didn't call for backup, I didn't send a flare, just pulling down the curtains on the sunlight waiting there. No lifelines to the surface, no shoulder to defend, determined to survive where the old illusions end. And I am carrying the weight of invisible things, the heavy silent burden that a sudden goodbye brings. Bittersweet and broken, looking out across the grid, hiding from the daylight like a fragile little kid. No hand upon my shoulder, no voice to guide my feet, just a solitary soldier in a beautiful defeat, struggling to survive this heavy, quiet storm, forgetting how it felt to be safe and warm. Weeks turn into concrete, days dissolve like mist, replaying all the midnights that we never quite kissed. The depression is a phantom sitting heavy on my chest, a constant reminder that I am just a guest. I spend my days in stillness, burying the sound of all the architecture crashing to the ground, relying on nobody, building up my pride, keeping all the wreckage safely locked inside. Because I'm carrying the weight of invisible things, the heavy silent burden that a sudden goodbye brings. Bittersweet and broken, looking out across the grid, hiding from the daylight like a fragile little kid. No hand upon my shoulder, no voice to guide my feet, just a solitary soldier in a beautiful defeat, struggling to survive this heavy, quiet storm, forgetting how it felt to be safe and warm. Then October whispered through a crack in the glass, shaking loose the golden leaves, showing things can't pass. The crisp autumn air came rushing through the room, flooding with the quiet beauty all across the gloom. Through slow reflection and a little daily care, I stepped past the threshold of my own despair. I didn't need your presence to make my spirit whole. The changing of the season finally healed my soul. The skyline is bright now, the sun is touching the glass, the invisible things have started to pass. I am whole, I'm stepping